Well, thank you, Rita, and thank you, Kumon parents, families, for letting me have an opportunity to share our Kumon story. For work, I'm a trainer analyst with State Farm Insurance, and I have a master's degree in education and curriculum and design. So for me, it's really no surprise that Maive is enrolled in a program like Kumon. But what is really surprising is that we started Kumon at such an early age. And she's hiding over there, Maive, in the back, just chewing on her hair. But we started Maive in the Kumon program when she was 3. And we started so early because she was having a hard time at home with her speech. I was acting as the translator as she was talking. None of us could really understand what she was saying. So we were trying to use context clues to understand a lot of the stories. I asked the daycare teachers at school if she was having an issue there too. And even her little friends at school were having a hard time hearing her. She was becoming withdrawn, was becoming a different child than what we wanted for her. So we had looked at different options. We spoke to her pediatrician. We had done hearing tests, and her hearing was perfectly fine. We had even gone to different speech assessments. And she's passing most of the speech tests too. But it was finally one speech therapist who, in listening to Maive's conversation, realized that Maive was having a struggle with it. And it wasn't anything medically wrong, but it was just developmentally she had missed a step with learning how to place her tongue to make certain sounds. So while we were going through that hearing process and the speech therapy process, trying to get approved for a speech therapist, we knew we needed to do something immediately. We couldn't just let her continue to struggle and continue to get withdrawn from school. I had seen Big in Palm Coast, I had seen the Kumon sign numerous times, I had heard the commercials on TV, and being in the education field and being passionate about education, I wanted her to be a part of Kumon, but I didn't know it could start as early as age 3. But you have to love social media today. So it was through a post of a friend where it was a friend of ours who was one of her swimming buddies, Efren, and his family had posted something about him receiving an award at Kumon. I'm like, oh, well, I guess Kumon is for her age group. So I immediately contacted Mina, and we had done an assessment, and Maive was quickly enrolled in both the math and reading program with Kumon. Now, we knew we wanted to do the reading program because she was having a hard time in speech. But because personally, growing up as a kid, even though I paid attention and listened, I was not getting math at all. There was no way I was going to figure out numbers. So I wanted Maive to have, if anything, an edge on math and to really be able to learn how to do math the right way, and certainly not learn for me at all. So we enrolled Maive within the Kumon program, and she really began to flourish. The speech therapist had even made a comment how impressed they were with Maive because she was making such fast development and progress. And it was because the 2 programs with Kumon, she was learning the letters and the sounds those letters make, along with words and objects and the recognition of what different things were. But at speech therapy, they were putting it together for her and helping her with her tongue make some of those special sounds that she wasn't able to develop and to learn on her own. So within a year, we saw a complete change in Maive, so much so that we stopped with speech therapy. We stayed on with Kumon, and 2 years later, Maive is doing so well. She is on Tuesday graduating from her VPK program. She is excelling in all assessments, and this summer we should begin getting assessed for where her placement is within kindergarten. And she's already reading. She's reading at home to her sister, so she's just doing so well everywhere. And it's funny too because she'll come home from school and she'll tell us that she's the smartest kid in her class. And she tells us this on a daily basis. And at first I kind of joked with her too, but she's so immensely proud of herself. And she's not being arrogant. She's not being kind of rude about it, but she's just so happy with who she is and her progress in learning. And it's because of the praise that she receives at Kumon, because of all the individual attention that all of her teachers have given her and helped her with, that she's become a different child. So where she was once getting withdrawn and not really speaking out much and letting her friends do her talking, now she's an outgoing and very chatty child, and it's fun to be around her now. It's really fun to watch her do some of her Kumon work. I will tell you that our Kumon journey was not quite that easy, so I'm sure a lot of you will probably relate to what I'm about to share. We went through the last 2 years, we had a lot of breaking points with Kumon. We went through the, I can't do this, Kumon is hard, Kumon is boring. My hand hurts. She would snap her pencil in half and throw it at us. That sweet kid would crumble and shred her papers and throw them at us. I remember asking Nita, I'm like, okay, this is not characteristic of Maive. What are we missing? What are we doing? And we literally had some conversations of, you know what, maybe we are pushing her too hard. And even her grandma said, maybe we are, asking her to do more than what she really should be doing. But I am glad we kept pursuing it. We would take a little bit of a break and step away, and then keep re-encouraging her. But while we struggled at times, we have now gotten ourselves to the point where today was Saturday morning, a couple of Saturday mornings ago too, this happened. We gave Maive the option, you don't have anything going on today, you could watch cartoons, you could play with your Barbie dream house, but just a reminder, you've got to do your Kumon work at some point today. Instead of going to her Barbie dream house, she skipped away and said, you know what, I'm going to go to my Kumon work. I almost choked on my coffee. I'm like, wow, whatever you've done, that's pretty cool. So that's some of the unintended benefits of Kumon, that she has great study habits. She's only 5 years old and she's making the choice now. Instead of playing or watching cartoons, she's going to do her Kumon work. And she knows that even though we're going on vacation, Kumon work comes along with us. And it's definitely just a part of our day, part of our routine, and we're just thrilled with everything it's done for us. So while we went to Kumon for speech therapy, it has given us the confidence for Maive. She's become a different child. The study habits, the ability to recognize and to be able to balance between having fun and to do her schoolwork. And so we're very proud of her accomplishments. But one more thing I do want to share, because of social media, a friend of mine who is in Japan now, we grew up together in school, and she's now in Japan, and she's raising her own family. Well, she saw a post of mine about Kumon. She messaged me on Facebook, and she said, how cool is that? Your daughter is in the Kumon program in Palm Coast, Florida, and my daughter is in Japan, and they're doing the same learning program. Isn't that neat? And so now that's, for me, another huge benefit that my child and soon both girls will be going to Kumon too, that our kids are doing the same program, the same learning program that kids are doing across the world. And for me, that is just a huge benefit to know that they're learning at that level. So again, thank you, Nita, for opening a Kumon near us, and thank you for giving the opportunity to share our story.